So you want to press N, first one. Make sure it's on the last sector, and we're going to set up a 250. Have it be the default. This is going to be the swap, which is 2 megabytes. Let's see the swap. Next, everything except 2. So that is the that is the 2 speaker swap, so we'll swap that is the 2. Swap so now that's all set up. We're swapped. Change in amount, so CD mount. And now we want to make 2 directories. Make directory boot, and home. And then we want to mount them accordingly. So let's do mount dev SDA1 as our boot, and SDA4 as our home. So that's all wonderful. So now we want to do the basic, install of everything. You can change that amount. It doesn't really matter. So we're getting the base and the base devel, which is the AUR packages and all that wonderful stuff. So packstrap, tech mount. I guess we really didn't need to change it out of the base devel. And this is going to take a little bit. It's 151 megabytes. For me, it's going to take a while because I have a DSL connection and it's slow as dicks. But if you have like cable, or if you're very lucky to have a FiOS connection, this will take about 5 seconds for you. But for me, it's going to take a little bit. So I'll continue recording once this is all done. Boy, that was long enough for my background to change. Go figure. Anyway, now that that's installed, we can, we can grab one more thing from our packstrap so then we don't have to come back. So, packstrap /mount syslinux. Make sure you grab that. You're going to need it a little bit later. But now that everything, we really don't even need an internet connection after this point. So, yeah. I guess we'll generate our fstab. Gen fstab. Mount, obviously, and we want to do Waka Waka, as Darren from Hack5 calls it. Tac mount, or /mount, etc fstab. And then make sure that this is correct. So you want to go to where you just made it. So make sure this is correct. If your fstab didn't generate correctly, these would be wrong. These are correct though. But if it didn't generate correctly, like obviously if you set up an LVM and you do this, it's not going to generate correctly. Or most of the times I don't think it does generate correctly. It's naming scheme. But anyway, make sure that this is 100% correct. Mainly you want to look at these lines here. Like I don't have a pointer. So the dev SDA3, the SDA1, blah blah blah. Make sure they are mounting the right things and etc. Okay, now we're gonna do chroot stuff. So arch tac chroot mount. Now, for whatever reason, chroot does not give you a bash shell. It gives you a regular shell, so type bash. I don't know why it does that. I guess we'll do our locale gen. So nano Etsy LOCALE dot gen. And now this is obviously depending on where you live. For me, I live in America. If you couldn't tell from my incredibly thick accent, right there. So like, say you lived in, I don't know, the UK, you would want to find the English version of the UK. If you live in Germany, you would want to find the German one. So yeah. And then we want to generate our locale. So locale uh, gen, which will generate all that wonderful stuff. So now we want to set up a symlink for our time zone. So ln tag sf because we want to force the symlink. User. Oh, where am I? User share zone info. Now again, depending on where you live, if you say live in Germany, I guess it'd be Deutschland. Anyway, it depends on where you are. So America, I live on the eastern side, so New York, and we want to copy that. Well, we want to set up this symlink to Etsy local time. LOC. Okay, the symlink set up, and then let's set up our host name, which is nano host name. Use whatever. Arch. It's whatever you want it to be. I'm just gonna put Arch there. Anyone does care to know, I actually wrote down all this shit, so that's kind of why I'm cutting up here. Because the hell if I can remember all this stuff. I remember a lot of it, but not all of it. So now we want to set up our bootloader. It's fairly simple. This is why we installed SysLinux. So change to boot SysLinux, and now we want to copy a bunch of stuff. Now this is mainly personal discretion. You can, I would highly suggest that you get the menu, obviously, but you don't need to get the hardware test. You don't need to get the reboot power off. But I'm gonna grab everything because it's there. Why not? So cp user lib syslinux, and then menu, and then period. Period copies it to the current directory that you're in, which is the boot syslinux folder. So let's grab the hardware test. This is there. Again, make sure that period's there. It's almost like the semicolon in C++. What else? Hardware test reboots. Spell stuff correctly. And power off, which is .com. I always thought that was interesting. Anyway, there, it's all there. So now that that's all copied over, ext linux tac install. That period. I was like, why? That's not what's supposed to happen. Yeah. So yeah, the current directory or period is the device devsda1, which is yay. So now this is, you can change out of this. This is incredibly important that you do not screw this up. So again, very important. So we're going to do DD. DD is a bit for bit copy of something, which is imperative that you do not screw this up. So DD conv equals no trunk dr block size bs equals 440, count equals 1. The input file is user lib syslinux gptmbr .bin, and then our output file is devsda. So make sure that you have this correct. No such file directory. This is why you want to type this correctly. Where did I mess up? There we go. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm assuming I spelled something incorrectly the first time I did that. But yeah, it's fine now. That'll be some editing magic. But yeah, now that that's done, exit chroot, so press exit twice, or enter exit twice. So now we want to toggle the BIOS bootable flag, which is SG disk, dev SDA, attributes. Now, this is where I'm not 100% sure. Equals :1 set :2. That works. I don't know if you need that many freaking colons, but apparently it works. You can issue the same command with just show, and it'll tell you the legacy BIOS bootable is now toggled. So now everything is done. Everybody else besides me would tell you to unmount everything, but, or, hey, how about we reboot? It's gonna unmount everything during the reboot, and I should have pulled the disk. There we go. There you got your menu, and hurrah, Arch Linux is installed. But you're not completely done yet because, well, for one, you need to enter a password. So do passwd. Because you don't have a password. Let's try that again. There we go. Okay. Problem with this is, for me, I don't get an internet connection. So that's all wonderful and stuff. Where you do DHCP CD, if you don't get an internet connection, that's how you issue the command. But yeah, it's wonderful. But if you want to have an internet connection every time you start up without having to issue a damn command, you need to type this in. So I'm going to reboot here, show you that it doesn't want to work. And then you get this weird graphic glitch, which I think is just associated with VirtualBox and not really so much associated with Arch itself. So, like, if I do this, see, unable to ping. So, because systemd is there now, you can just type to system control enable DHCP CD at, and then whatever port you're using. So it could be ETH1, ETH0,